Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. Thank you all for keeping this so much fun for me. Join the Legion today to help decide next week's new character. We're heading back into the Apex games with Lifeline versus Bloodhound. Today we're bringing the ultimate ninja, or at least the first ninja an entire generation was introduced to, from G.I. Joe. It's Snake Eyes. Trained by the Arashikage in the ways of the ninja and is a former Delta Force operative, Snake Eyes has mastered 12 forms of hand-to-hand combat, and that's basically all we know. Recruited into G.I. Joe and given his codename, his first mission ended with his face completely disfigured and his vocal cords destroyed, leading him to spend the rest of his life behind a mask. Snake Eyes is a master of hand-to-hand combat, weapons, stealth, and is considered one of the greatest commandos of G.I. Joe. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. We're using standard point array to make things easy, and we are multi-classing, so keep an eye on minimums. We'll start things off with Dex at 15. Agility, stealth, defense, range combat, all Dex. I love Dex. Con will follow with 14. You have been through hell and you keep going, which is why you are one of the most respected Joes. Wisdom comes in at a 13. You have amazing self-control and awareness. Plus, you're actually good with animals. Strength will be a 12. You are in amazing shape. Simple as that. Intelligence will be low at the 10, and we're going to dump charisma. You don't talk, and you let your actions speak for you. So basically, you're great on missions, bad at parties. Snake Eyes is a human. Variant Human lets you take a free feat and skill with your stat improvements. Place +1 and 2 Wisdom and Dex. For your feat, Crossbow Expert lets you ignore loading properties with crossbows you are proficient with. Being within 5 feet of an enemy doesn't impose disadvantage on range attacks, and you can fire a hand crossbow as a bonus action after taking the attack action. For your skill, grab Animal Handling. For background, take the skills Perception and Insight. Okay, let's get this going. Level 1 rogues start off with 4 skills. Grab Acrobatics, Athletics, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand. Expertise doubles your proficiency bonus to 2 skills. Place this into Stealth and Acrobatics. Sneak Attack adds bonus damage once per turn when you make an attack with a finesse or ranged weapon while you have advantage on the attack or the target is within 5 feet of an enemy. This damage starts off as a D6 but will be upgraded later. Thieves' Cant is a secret coded languages of gestures, phrases, and symbols. Level 1 monks begin with unarmored defense. Your AC when not wearing armor is now 10 plus Dex plus Wisdom. Martial arts improves your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. Monk weapons are simple melee weapons and short swords. Now when not wearing armor, your unarmed strikes and monk weapons can be Dex based. You can make a bonus action unarmed strike after taking the attack action, and your unarmed strikes and monk weapons can now use the martial arts dice, which start off as a D4. Level 2 monks receive Dedicated Weapon. Now when you finish a short or long rest, you can turn one weapon you are proficient with into a monk weapon. This weapon must lack the heavy and special properties. Since rogues, for some odd reason, have long swords as weapons even though they're a dex-based class, I would choose this. Congratulations, you have a katana. Unarmored movement increases your movement when not wearing armor, bringing your total movement to 40 feet. Ki grants you key points that you can use to perform special moves. Your key points equal your monk level, and you get them back after 30 minutes of meditation during a short or long rest. For moves you can use these with, Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 unarmed strikes with a single bonus action after taking the attack action by spending 1 key point. Patient Defense turns dodge into a bonus action by spending 1 key point. Step of the Wind turns dash or disengage into a bonus action and doubles your jump distance for 1 key point. Next level, Step of the Wind's gonna almost be useless. Level 2 rogues gain Cunning Action. Dash, Disengage, and Hide are now bonus actions to you. Free up those key points for Flurry of Blows and Patient Defense. Level 3 monks now have their subclass. Way of the Kensei found in Xanathar's improves your weapon combat. I do this a lot, but I keep making weapon masters. Kensei weapons turns 2 weapons that lack the heavy or special properties and turns them into special monk weapons. You must pick 1 melee and 1 ranged weapon. I would choose your katana or your short sword, along with a crossbow. Agile Parry turns your Kensei weapon into a defensive weapon. While holding your Kensei weapon and only attacking with unarmed strikes, you can add +2 to your AC. AC for that remaining round. Kensei Shot lets you add 1d4 damage to your ranged Kensei weapons with a bonus action. Deflect Missile lets you reduce damage from ranged melee attacks with a reaction by spending 1d10 plus dex plus monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0 and have an open hand, you can catch the projectile and throw it back by spending a key point, but you generally just knock them out of the air. Level 4 monks earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into Dex. Slow Fall lets you reduce falling damage with a reaction by 5 times your monk level. Quickened Healing lets you heal by spending 1 key point and adding your proficiency bonus to a martial arts dice you roll. Level 5 monks receive extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Stunning Strike lets you attempt to stun an enemy you hit. When you hit an enemy, you can spend 1 key point to force a con save. Should they fail, they are now stunned until the end of your next turn. Focus Aim lets you turn a miss into a hit by spending up to 3 key points and adding +2 to the roll per point spent. Your martial arts dice are now a d6. Level 6 monks gain Key Empowered Strikes and Magical Kensei Weapons. Now your unarmed strikes and Kensei weapons are magical. Death Strike lets you add an extra martial arts dice to your Kensei weapon damage once per turn by spending 1 key point. You can choose another Kensei weapon now. Choose whichever weapon you didn't take originally, either short sword or your katana. Finally, your unarmed movement is 45 feet. Level 3 rogues now have their subclass. Scout, found in Xanathar's, works great because it's just ranger without spells. Rangers are a great soldier build, but you can't talk and you need your voice to be able to cast spells. Skirmisher improves your movement by letting you move half your total movement as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of you. This movement doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. Survivalist gives you the skills Nature and Survival and then grants you expertise in them, doubling your proficiency bonus. Finally, your sneak attack is upgraded to 2d6 extra damage. Level 4 rogues earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 5 rogues receive Uncanny Dodge. Now when you take damage and you can see what is causing it, you can use your reaction to halve the damage. Your sneak attack is now 3d6 extra damage. Level 6 rogues gain 2 more expertise. Place this into Athletics and Perception. Level 7 rogues now have Evasion, improving your dex saves. Now when you succeed on a dex save, you take no damage and only half on a failure. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 4d6 extra damage. Level 7 monks receive Stillness of Mind. This lets you end one effect on yourself as an action that is causing you to be charmed or frightened. Level 8 rogues earn another ability score improvement. Let's start bumping up a Wisdom. Level 8 monks earn yet again another ability score improvement. Get Wisdom up again for better AC. Level 9 monks gain improvement to their unarmored movement. You can now run up vertical surfaces and liquids. Not something you've ever done, but I'm not going to be surprised if you ran across water. Level 10 monks now have Purity of Body, making you immune to all poisons and diseases. Your unarmored movement is now 50 feet. Level 11 Kensei monks receive Sharpen the Blade. As a bonus action, you can spend up to 3 key points to increase 1 Kensei weapon attack and damage. For each point you spend, you add +1 for 1 minute. This has no effect on magical weapons that already have a bonus to attack and damage. You also receive your final Kensei weapon. If you would like, I would choose a hand crossbow. I think short sword, long sword, crossbow, and hand crossbow are good combinations for you. Finally, your martial arts dice are now a d8. Remember, all monk weapons now have a d8 to them. Our final level is level 12 monk, and you earn our final ability score improvement, Cap Off Wisdom. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 12, Dex 20, Con 14, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 20, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Rogue 8, Monk 12. Let's dive in. You are the definition of silent and deadly. Your stealth is plus 17, and you can get anywhere with a speed of 50 feet that can be doubled to 100 feet. Wielding a long sword, you're dealing 1d8 plus 5 or 1d10 plus 5 when using two hands, and this is magical. You can add plus 3 to the attack and damage. Switching this out for a short sword or using any of your crossbows, you can add 4d6 sneak attack damage to it. And all of this, you can add another d8. To round everything out, 6 of your skills, including stealth, are adding double proficiency bonus. You can increase your jump distance, reduce falling damage, your dex saves are great, hide and dodge are bonus actions for you, and your AC is 20. Downside: bad charisma, which is like the second most targeted soft stat behind wisdom. Your con is also not great, leading you to only have just over 140 HP, taking the average. So while you can be a frontline fighter, you're not going to tank much damage. If you get hit, use dodge a lot. You do have limited resources as well, with 12 key points. You can't use your longsword with sneak attack, but can easily switch out weapons. Everything is really easy to fix actually, so this build's pretty good. Strike from the shadows, stand with your team, and win against Cobra. By the way, if you're wondering why I didn't take this opportunity to scream G.I. Joe catchphrases, well, there's a reason. I'm a Cobra fan. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.